Look at me. Look at me. In no way, I repeat, in no way can you let this girl come over today or tomorrow or ever. I just had relations with this chick last week. I mean, damn, we already blood brothers. I'm not trying to be Eskimo brothers too. Before you watch this video, I would strongly suggest that you watch the first part to understand the full context of this video. I know some of y'all are gonna do it, but I also know some of y'all wanna be ninjas and not do it because you wanna be a rebellious person, and I dig that. So for those people, I'll give a quick summary of what the first video was talking about. So basically, I was working at a call center back in the day. I was a 21-year-old young OG, and let's be honest, I was a horn dog, and I needed to get my daily fix of the females, and the options over there were very few and far in between, so the struggle was real. Anyways, there was a day that a very attractive girl came into work, and I was dumbfounded, so basically I did what I usually do. I had to go shoot my shot, so we met up at a lounge area at work. We basically talked about hanging out later that night. Later that night, I went to her apartment. We played a game of patty cake, and after the session, she told me that she had done 3 other guys that same week that were black, and I was the 4th black guy, and there were 5 black guys in total that worked on the floor we worked at, and the 5th one's gonna come into play in this story, so be aware. And I was basically irritated after she told me that, and now we're here. So we're in the bedroom, laying down in total silence. It's a little bit awkward. I mean, what can you really say when somebody tells you that she's done almost the whole team of black guys on the floor? Can't really say much, but be disgusted. So she eventually breaks the awkwardness and she basically starts giving me a whole rundown of her whole life story and just telling me that she ran away from home and she's becoming the woman she's always wanted to be, that she's finding herself and now she's sexually liberated, blah, 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 blah. All that nonsense. And then she asked me, don't you think I should be proud of myself that I finally figured out the woman I am and I am free in my sexuality and I am sexually liberated? Don't you think that this is a good thing and an uplifting thing for me? I pondered intensely. Of course this is a good thing for you. You are so brave that you're embracing your sexuality. I am in full support, I said so eloquently. Now wait before y'all come at me because I know y'all gonna be ruthless with that answer. Y'all gotta understand, I just finished playing patty cake with old girl. You do not want to make a girl feel uncomfortable after you do that. So obviously I gave her the answer that was a little bit sweet to the tongue. So, no pun intended. Of course y'all know your boy ain't on that. Yeah, she belongs to the streets. So the conversation eventually wraps up. We say our goodbyes, and I'm not gonna lie to you, on the drive back home, I was deep in my thoughts. I'm like, oh my goodness. Man, how she had 4 bodies in 3 days? I hope all of them wrapped up. I mean, I know I wrapped up, but damn, this is terrible. I hope I'm clean though. Then I start having some irrational thoughts too, like, yo, what if she tells the other dudes I ain't really perform like that? Cause I ain't gonna lie to you, it was a very quick session because there was a lot of seafood aroma in the atmosphere, if you know what I mean. So I get home and I'm still in my paranoia. I went straight to the bathroom and I took a 2-hour shower. I had to wash off all that negative energy from my body. You know, I had to make sure everything was copacetic, if you know what I mean. Bada boom, bada bing. So the days following that, I pretty much didn't see her at work at all because apparently she got moved to a different section of the floor. Talk about impeccable timing. So by default, communication broke off and we really didn't have an opportunity to have an awkward encounter. So once again, the order was restored to the streets until the Fire Nation attacked. All right, I'm gonna stop, I quit. So one day I'm at home and I'm doing what I usually do, you know, getting my Tinder game strong, like usual. My brother walks into the room and tells me that he's gonna be busy for the rest of the day, that he has a girl coming over that he matched on Tinder, and she happens to work where I work. So he wanted me to confirm her picture and see if she really looked how she looked. He hands me the phone and I'm looking at the picture. Then it dawned on me.
This is the same chick that I just had relations with. What the heck?
Now, I know what y'all thinking. How is she supposed to know y'all brothers? I'd give you that if he didn't have a picture of me and him on his Tinder. So she knew and she went with it anyways. I grab my brother and I tell him, look at me. Look at me. In no way I repeat, in no way can you let this girl come over today or tomorrow or ever. I just had relations with this chick last week. I mean, damn, we already blood brothers. I'm not trying to be Eskimo brothers too. So because he's a rational human being, he canceled that meetup. Now, he might have said a thing or two. I don't know what he said during the cancellation of the meetup, but all I know is that I got a text from her and she tells me that she wants to meet up at that lounge area at work tomorrow. So the next day rolls around and this is the first time I'm seeing her and talking to her since I left her apartment. You would think it'd be sunshine and rainbows, but no it wasn't. She was a little bit heated and she let me have it during that conversation. She was telling me that I had no right to block her blessings with whomever she decided to have sexual relations with. And I tried to explain to her that, look, this is not whomever, this is my brother. We do not deal with the same chick, so of course I'm gonna say something if I see your picture and I know that he's about to invite you over. That's weird. We don't dabble in that. She wasn't hearing none of that. She didn't care that we were brothers. She wanted to do what she wanted to do. And that's cool, but just not with my siblings, you know what I mean? So basically, she was still heated and she was letting me have it. And I made the sound judgment not to go back and forth with her. The optics wouldn't look good. HR could get involved. I'm the guy in the situation, so you already know how that goes. So I let her say what she wanted to say. Eventually, the conversation ended and we went our separate ways. And that was really the last time we even uttered a word to each other. But that wasn't the end. Remember, I said there were 5 black guys on the floor we worked on. The 5th black guy was this guy. And if you watch my first 2 videos, you would know he was one of the 2 people I recruited to do my dealings for me. So about a week before I left the job, we were chilling at his desk and I was pretty much giving him the last few things I knew about finessing the system. And out of nowhere, old girl pops up and starts talking to him, completely ignoring me and basically asking him if they were still good for hanging out later that night. Which was kind of petty because she ain't had to do it while I was there, but oh well. I didn't even know they knew each other, but anyways, she leaves and I tell him, look, I done dealt with the chick and the other 3 black guys on the floor done dealt with the chick, so proceed with caution. That was pretty much all I told him, and that was the last time I saw him because a couple days after I left the job. It wasn't until months after that I saw him and her together at like a random place. And I talked to him and he tells me that they're in a relationship, and that kind of had me dumbfounded because you don't wife the person that the whole team's been with, the whole black team. Because I told him that, but he still did it. But it is what it is. So, I shall end this video with a quote. From the streets did she emerge, and to the streets she will return. That was from the great scholar, poet, and modern day philosopher, Future Hendrix.
She belongs to the streets.